I'm leading the smart cities practice in Cisco for about 13 years now, almost 13 years. So in fact, my first presentation on smart cities was in South Africa, if I remember correct. It's in cities we have a massive opportunity when it comes to the Internet of Things or the Internet of Everything. We call it this way. So power of data, we heard about it a lot. We believe as well that the data is the new oil, and especially when it comes to the assets in the cities. When we talk about streetlights, how many streetlights do we have globally? 4 billion. We have hundreds, millions of parking spots. We need to measure air quality more and more, as we have heard already a few times today. There is a lot of sensors required to basically produce the data to understand what's going on in my city. Water quality, air quality, parking, lighting. So there is car-to-car communication, whatever. There is plenty of things which can be connected in cities and creating data and then basically take the right use of the data. And this is where we in Cisco supporting cities, giving them guidance on how they actually start this journey. And I do have a few slides. I'm going to present 3 different cities today. One from Czech Republic, the city of Prague. The other one is in Germany, located, city of Dortmund. And then I have one from the US, Las Vegas. I think most of the cities are known to all of you, maybe except for Dortmund. But long story short, on the journey itself. So first of all, it is a journey. Smart cities overall, it's a journey. It has no final destination. It's like a lifestyle. Technology evolves over the years, of course. And the cities start with small POCs, with small pilots, proof of concepts. They scale later on in a certain district, but it will be an ongoing process. There is no end. And a second important element to know is that this is about the citizen and not about the technology. So we see technology as an enabler and not really as the ultimate solution. There's plenty of cities, they have smart ideas, and this has nothing got to do with technology at all. The objectives for most of the cities is that they need to actually attract FDI, foreign direct investments. They want to create jobs. They need to, at the same time, reduce the operational costs on the running infrastructure. And, of course, they want to improve the quality of services, social services in this case. How do you start as a city? So when we talk to the cities, there's some ingredients required, I call it all the time, when we basically talk to them and they ask us, how can we start, what is required, etc. There is some ingredients required. You need to have an innovative leader in your city. Like in some of the cases, the mayor is actually in the driving seat, and he wants to have his city becoming smart because of visibility, because of marketing, because of, he believes that the city is the right city to basically become smart, and he wants to turn this around. And then we tell him, you have to have an initiative in place which brings you all the different departments on one table, because cities today, traditionally, they think in silos and they transact in silos. So smart cities, when we talk about smart cities in most of the cases, it's about platforms, it's about generating data, it's about, interconnecting different services to each other. This requires horizontal thinking. So you have to get rid of the silo approach. We tell this every city, and it takes really time that they understand what we mean by that and really also execute based on this. So, but we see cities which are actually starting thinking horizontal, and I have an example from Dortmund right after this slide. The second one is the ecosystem. It's not about a single vendor strategy. It's not about a single vendor, type of a solution which you can just buy out of the box. You have to create in the city your ecosystem. You have to include your universities, your local startups, your companies from abroad, and so forth and so on. A smart city is overall an ecosystem with multiple stakeholders included. And the third one, you have to be open for private-public partnerships and people. And the last but not least is, as thinking horizontal, cross-departmental budget. And this is basically what the city of Dortmund has achieved today. We started this journey with them around 3 years ago. We invited them the city of Dortmund invited for a workshop, a 2-day workshop, and we had around 200 attendees from 150 different organizations, companies, etc. And they created basically out of these 2 days workshop expert teams. So there's really following communication with these guys. And you know, there's specialties or the expert teams which they have created out of these workshop is around, you can see, mobility, logistics, platform, citizen services, and so forth and so on. So these expert teams basically support this overall initiative. They call it Smart City Alliance. And there's a specific reporting structure up to the political bodies on the top. And overall, the Smart City Management Office supported the city and the entire alliance with around 150 partnerships, so memberships who are supporting with funding. They have 20 ongoing POCs funded by the alliance as well. They have created 30 million of EU funding, created a website. They became the most digital city in Germany. This was an award last year, and so forth and so on. So here really it was about creating an umbrella story, not just an umbrella story, an alliance with partnerships, creating budget horizontal, and basically taking from this horizontal budget and investing into proof of concepts in order to basically make this all alive. This is the city of Prague. This just gives you another example on horizontal thinking and you know what this means overall. They got this platform. This is in place. It's also a proof of concept, but we connected around 30,000 sensors to it. And they actually looking into parking, handicapped parking, some crowd, direction of movement, public transportation, some smart benches in parks where you can charge your phones, street lighting, and environmental monitoring, cycle counters, and what we have. This was one of the first RFPs I have seen, and this is like around 2 years ago when we started this journey with them. One of the first RFPs in Europe, I must say, which was platform-based only. They wanted to basically have a platform only. They wanted to have 38 different data points connected to this platform and making use of it in a way that you interconnect these different data into a new use case. The example is environment, for instance. They know what the environment situation is in the city, and they basically provide this data to the jogging community that they should not jog this way, but rather this way because the pollution is better in this way. Or the traffic is up, CO2 level is up because of the traffic. This intelligent traffic system gets the information from the environmental sensors to basically reduce the speed so that you don't drive 50 anymore, but you drive 30. So they correlate the data between the different domains, and this is what makes it interesting, and this is required as a horizontal player. This is Las Vegas, the last one I have to present. This is at the Strip. Everyone, or most of the people knows where all the casinos are located. What Vegas did is they looked mainly into video analytics through some public cameras, but also they have some parking and lighting. But the video analytics system is basically providing them with traffic detection, traffic violation, license plate recognition, objects left behind, and so forth and so on. What they did is they put this is publicly available. They put this completely data in public. So you can actually go to the website and can watch who is driving too fast with the amount of the speed and you know how much it will cost to this guy who actually was driving too fast. So they made a completely different use of the data, and in the US it seems it is allowed. It would not be allowed in Europe, but they do it just like that. So just to summarize, some key takeaways is that horizontal thinking, get out of the silo approach, make use of the data. Correlating the data is a good element to basically create new use cases and be ready for becoming a smart city. Thank you very much.